So we tested mass copy rollback. Now we'll see what if analysis. So we discussed by changing depreciation method or asset life or any other parameter which can impact the depreciation calculation. If you want to analyze, we can use what if analysis. So let's see how this can be performed. Go to assets task. Task list. Here is the task called as perform what if analysis. Under general section, we have perform what if analysis. Click on the same task. And we want to perform what if analysis for the assets which are in ERP3 corporate book. Select specific book. And the analysis we want to start with which period? Say August. So by default, the currency which is associated to the corporate book, within that, what within the ledger, whatever the currency we have, that we can use. To this corporate book, we associated one ledger. Within that ledger, whatever the ledger currency, that we can use here. And we want to conduct the analysis for how many periods? Say for 4 periods. And here is the criteria. For which assets we want to conduct this analysis, we can select. We may select entire category, or we may select specific asset numbering from and to numbers, and we can select expense account, asset key, or you may conduct the analysis the assets which are in specific location, or the assets which are associated with the specific employee, and you may do the analysis for the assets which are ranging from and to cost specification. Specific cost range you can specify. So that's how we can conduct the analysis. So for our testing, we can use the category. We'll go with the office building. How many assets are available within this category? For those assets only, this analysis will be applicable. And just after giving any sort of criteria, scroll little down and you set depreciation scenario. Say if we are going to calculate the depreciation by using straight line depreciation method, and if you want to calculate the depreciation only for 35 years, how the depreciation would be different from whatever we are calculating as of now for this category of assets. Even you can give prorate convention also, you can specify. So how many periods we want to conduct, what if analysis. It's all about projection. Okay, we want to know how it would have an impact if you change these parameters. Depreciation method can be same or different. You may change the depreciation method, lifetime you may change to conduct analysis. And here we are giving the criteria. Any criteria you can choose. We choose criteria as a assets which are belongs to office building category. You want to test it. And by changing what you want to analyze, that you can specify here. Now click on submit. Request has been submitted and it will create what if analysis data To view the data, we need to run the report. What if analysis report. You submit this report, then system will display the data what system is going to generate based on the request what we submitted just now. Just copy this report name, say OK. Close this page by clicking on cancel. To submit the job, go to ESS job page, tools, schedule processes. So click on schedule new process. Here is the report. So what if depreciation analysis report? What it will do? It will list out depreciation projections based on the selection criteria what we specified. Say OK. Select our corporate book and process ID. When we submit what if analysis, it created an ID, the same ID select. And we want to see the data from August to November. By default, it creates for 4 periods since we given 4 periods in the what if analysis request submission. You want to see for the 4 period related what if analysis, or you want to see for specific period that you can specify. So which data you want to see? We want to see for 4 periods. So delete analysis data. Once you create this report, then system will delete it. If you want to see later again, you can set to no, it will not delete after generating the report. You set to yes. The data generated, we are going to review the data by submitting the report. Then once we review, system will delete the data. Again, if you want to see, once again, you have to submit the what if analysis. Say submit. Check this report output. File, just you click on republish. Click on gear icon, select report output format. Scroll little down. Here we can see. So this is a depreciation which we are calculating for specific asset. If you change asset life to 35, this would be the new depreciation system will calculate. The present depreciation is 3,472. And if you change the depreciation method, this is how the depreciation is going to have impact. That's how it is. In this environment, okay, in this category, we have only one asset. Only one asset we have within the category. So that's how we can find out what is the current depreciation as per the depreciation method and asset life. If you change how it will impact, it is just analysis. It is not going to update any data against that asset. once you submit this process. That's all it is. So that's all about what if analysis. Asset retirement. So when you talk about retirement, with various reasons you can perform the retirement. So you targeted an asset to use up to 30 years. After 30 years, you may retire that asset, or else you want to replace the asset. Yes, you can retire. When you conduct the physical inspection, you identified one asset is missing in the business that you have to update in your system as a retirement reason. You can specify as a asset is missing with any reason you are going to change or completely remove the asset from the business, that you have to update in the system with the action called as retirement. We'll see how to retire the asset. Go to asset workbench, fixed assets. Go to asset workbench, go to task list. Here is the task called as retire assets. Click on retire assets. Find out the assets first. So we have total only 3 assets in this environment. Now we want to retire asset called as XYZ building. You want to retire XYZ building asset. If you want to retire this XYZ building, you can do the cost retirement or unit retirement. Whatever the cost is associated with that asset, that cost you can retire. You may retire partial cost, or if you want to retire the units. When you talk about asset, the asset may have one unit or multiple units. Say you have an asset with the 2 units, 1 unit you want to retire. So we have a cost-based retirement as well as unit-based retirement. Select XYZ building, click on retire cost. Now here you can specify how much cost you want to retire. This is the total cost. From this, how much cost you want to retire, you can specify. If you want to retire based on the units, select specific asset, click on retire units. The total units for this asset is 1, means 1 building. 2 buildings you can create as one asset. In that case, you may specify units as a 2. The entire building or machinery or any asset you want to retire, you can give retired units accordingly. So here we have only 1 unit. We are going to retire the complete entire unit. We are not doing any partial retirement within the units. Specify number of units and click on submit. So that's how you can perform the retirement. After performing the retirement, if you want to undo the retirement, we can do reinstatement. Say you did by mistake, or else you took some decision to run that asset in the business for few more months or years, then again you have to reinstate. It's all about you are going to undo the retirement. If you want to undo the retirement, the assets whatever retired, you can find the reinstate assets task. Click on reinstate assets and click on search. So here criteria is a book. So from this book, any asset is retired, those assets we can see here. Yes, we retired asset called as XYZ building. If you want to undo the retirement, select specific asset, click on reinstate. Click on reinstate. So asset will be reinstated. If you want to continue, yes. Click on search as a refresh. It is reinstated. Again, this asset will be available to calculate the depreciation. When you retire the asset, you can just specify the reasons also. So retire asset. Here you can just provide the comments. Why you are retiring the asset. That reasons you can specify here. That's how you can take action. And when you are just retiring the asset, say there is some value is left which you can sell, so that you can specify as a proceeds of sale. So this we cannot do directly from the assets application. So just we can capture these details manually. We have to enter in the receivables application as how much amount we received from the so party who purchased this asset. You can just specify proceeds of sale at what price you are selling the asset, and you can specify the reason here for retirement. Again, this is a lookup value. Okay, this is the lookup value. You can define multiple reasons. You can select specific reason and you can just update. Again, these are optional. Retirement reason. Even you can provide the comments here. Okay, just say cancel. We'll see how to load the asset by using FBDA process. The same process we follow, whatever we have seen in payables, receivables application to load the data through FBDA template. So first we'll go and download the template and we'll prepare the data. We'll create the files. The files we can place in the interface. When you talk about interface, mass addition interface we have within the FA. So the data what we just maintain within the files, the data will populate into interface tables. From there we can import into FA related base tables. The same process, same jobs also we are going to use the master job called as load interface file for import. So based on the data, we will have a separate job when we submit as a sub process. So we'll see the steps one by one. First, we'll go and download the template. So search for fixed assets FBDA templates. Here is the template name, fixed assets mass addition import. Click on this hyperlink. Fixed assets mass addition import. So download the template. Save in the folder. Fine, yes, it's okay, let it be. When we generate the file, we can save in that folder, or else you can move this file into the same folder. Take the same file into ERP3 folder. Just open it. So here we can notice the first sheet is instructions and the CSV generation. It's a default for any FVDA template. And we have a sheet called as FA mass additions. So FA mass addition is interface name as well as interface table name also. So one of the table within the mass addition interface is FA mass additions. And we have another table called as FA mass additions distributions. The other table called as FA rates. So we have sample data. You can just remove except one record. To capture details into this template, go to instance. We can open this asset. From here we can capture the details, or else you can navigate to asset creation page. It would be easy for us to copy the data from there. Go to add asset page. Now, so provide asset book. You want to create asset in which corporate book? So ERP3 corporate book. The transaction name not mandatory. Asset number. If you enter asset number here, the same system will use to create asset in the FA. If you don't provide any asset number, it will derive the asset number based on our configuration. And asset description is mandatory. Just for our identification purpose, I'm giving name as FVDA asset. So when you create asset, if you click on next after providing the data within this pop-up, when you click on next, we come across many fields, all the relevant fields they given in this template. So the tag number, manufacturer, serial number, model, we don't need all this. Yes, we are going to create capitalized asset. You can accept asset type as a capitalized and provide the cost. Say 30 lakhs. So date placed in service. By default, system will take today's date. It is not mandatory to provide the date. If you want to enter the date, you can enter. Follow the format. Year, month, and date. Year, month, and date. So here, just update. Month is August. Date 29th, 2025. Okay, optional field. If you want to fill, follow the format and do enter the date. So format is year, month, and date. Yes, as this we provided. And prorate convention. The prorate convention again not mandatory. If you want to enter, you can enter. System can derive this prorate convention from the category. Just removing. If you want to enter, you can enter. Asset unit. How many units of asset you are going to create? One or multiple, specify number of units here. So one unit. Now here we have to provide the category related values. So within the asset category, we can create max 7 segments, but we created only 2 segments. Even whatever Oracle created within that category structure also we have 2 segments. So those 2 segment values we have to provide. That means we are going to specify asset category. So from here we can pick those category values. Copy and paste. Done. So we have 2 segments. For 2 segments, we provided category code combination. Now, the posting status. Keep it as post. Queue name also keep as a post. And from which system you are bringing the data, if you want to specify, you can write or else ignore it. From which system you are bringing, you can put some text for identification purpose, or else you can ignore it. It's optional field. And here we have columns related to asset key. So 10 segments we can create in the asset category. Asset key related key flex field. The category is 7, asset key 10. But we have only 1 segment within the asset key flex field structure. So that 1 segment you can provide the value. So we'll provide the value later. For now, just these details. That's fine. We'll enter the value later. Check other columns. So depreciation, yes, we want to calculate the depreciation. Keep it as yes. Rest of values you can remove. So depreciation method. Is all system can derive from the category. System can derive all this from category. Here provide asset clearing account. So this account we have to provide here. Just let's follow this code combination. Just will pick the values as required. Here 4 digits you can give 1000. Next segment is only maximum size is 3. Yes, we can accept this. And asset clearing account. Here is the asset clearing account. Provide the same. Next segment is intercompany. The same as just 4 digits. You can give us. You can accept 0000. The next segment is project. The project we have with the 5 digits. Next segment is service line. The service line also we have with the 5 digits. And location 2 digits. One more segment, future, 4 digits. So only we have 8 segments. For 8 segments, we given respective code combinations. Just check other columns. Remove the sample data. Check all the columns. There could be sample data. Just check each and every column. Yeah. So now go to FA mass addition distributions. So when we create asset, we specify asset location and depreciation expense account and employee details. So those details we can provide within this sheet. FA mass additions distributions. These are nothing but asset assignment related data. Asset assignment related data. Just remove all the data except one record. If you provide employee email ID, automatically system can fetch employee name and it will populate in the asset record. Again, it is optional. And provide asset location related information. Here the account should be depreciation expense. Billing. So billings depreciation. Now we can pick the location, search, select any one of the existing code combination. You can copy the same into spreadsheet. So country, USA, state or county, copy and paste. City, third segment is city, just provide the data. Fourth segment, building. Applicable value you can enter. So out of 7 segments, only we have 4 segment structure. Now, here we have to enter depreciation expense account. First segment is company 1000. The second segment is department 3 digits. So building depreciation expense account. Okay, intercompany 4 digits. The next segment with the 5 digits, the projects. Service line again with the 5 digits. Location 2 digit, future one 4 digits. So we provided depreciation expense account code combination. Check rest of columns. And employee information is not mandatory. If you provide employee email ID, automatically system will fetch. So when you create employee user, we provide employee email ID. That email ID we have to provide so that system can identify the employee. The same employee name it will use in the assignments. The rates, reporting currency cost are not required. Ignore this. Now, here, if you want to enter few details that we can capture from the instance. So prorate convention you want to enter, and few other details you want to enter, you can enter, or else system will derive from the category. Say okay. Click on next. Go to financial details. We need prorate convention. Prorate convention. The same you can enter. And here we have to provide asset key. So pick any one of the value. For testing, we are doing anything is fine. Just 2012. Yes, we want to calculate the depreciation. So depreciation method. We can provide the same. So here. So life in months. Say you want to set life as a 10 years. So 120 months. I think we given data as required, or we can generate the CSV file. So click on generate CSV file. Save the CSV file. So save it. Done. Now CSV file is ready. We have to submit the job called as load interface file for import, so that data whatever we have in the file that would be populated in FA master edition interface tables. Here you can see those details. If you go to instructions and the CSV generation, here is the information. The parent table is FA mass additions, and within that there will be distributions, nothing but asset assignments, and post mass addition process we have to submit. Here we can just understand which tables will impact what process or what job we have to submit. So go to scheduled processes. Click on schedule new process. The job name is load interface file for import. Say OK. The import process name. The import process name we have in the template, or else from here also you can find it. Post mass additions. So these are the three interface tables. We don't have any data for this, any rates. Only for this two table related data we are going to populate. Post mass additions. Here is the job. Post mass additions. Post mass additions, select. And select the file. FA mass addition. So submit. Say OK. Refresh. Now the data what we have in the file, it would get populated into interface tables. If you submit the job called as post mass additions one more time, the data can be imported into FA application. But within the fixed assets, when we have a data within the interface tables directly that we can access from FA application. So we transferred asset lines from AP to FA, and we were able to see the same record, and we reviewed the data and we performed the prepare mass addition. Now, when you submit this file, the data will go and sit within the interface tables. When data is available within the interface tables, the data we can review from FA application with additions related info tile. We'll see that. Now data is available in interface tables. that we can access from front end. So go to assets. Now here is the record. Now we are able to see the data which is in the interface tables. It's ready to post. Now from here we can take action. See, when data is available in interface tables, you can perform the prepare mass additions or you can take action from here. If not from here, we have a separate task also here. Prepare source lines. When asset lines information is coming from AP to FA, from here we can perform the prepare mass addition or you can go to prepare source lines. Here you can find out the assets which are available, asset lines, and you can take the required action from here. That's how it is. So select this record, go to actions, click on edit. So review this record. If any changes required, yes, you can do the changes. No changes are applicable. Directly you can post it, that we call as post mass additions. No changes required. What we can do is, here there is no tab called as post. So click on ready to post. The tab is enabled. Select this asset record, or without selecting also you can click on post all. Click on post all. So this record system will convert as an asset record. The description we given FPDA asset. Refresh this page. Created as asset. Now go to asset inquiry. Find out all the assets we have in this book under the respective category. FPDA asset. Go to source lines. The source lines, you can see the source name as a Oracle FPDA. When we create and import asset into FA through spreadsheet, then you can see the source name as a Oracle spreadsheet. If you bring any asset lines from AP to FA and if you create asset, the source line should be Oracle payables. If you bring any lines from the project costing application related to capital cost, and if you create asset, if you capitalize the asset, then the source line would be Oracle projects. So that's how you can identify from where the lines are interfaced to create asset in FA. So that's how we can load asset related data into FA by using FPDA template. And we'll submit create accounting. So as of now, we have asset additions. For asset addition, system will create accounting. If you submit for depreciation also means if you perform the action called as depreciation, for depreciation also system will create accounting entries. We'll go and submit the create accounting job. Go to task list. Here is the task called as create accounting. And select our corporate book. And the process categories you can leave blank so that whatever the various activities we did against asset, for all the activities system will create accounting. So transfer to general ledger, yes. Post in general ledger, yes. Submit. will trigger relevant jobs to create accounting entries. Yeah, the jobs completed. So post subledger journal entries. The journal entries are posted within the GL. Let's go back to asset workbench. Now we will close the current period. Click on depreciation info tile and just click on drop down, select close period. Now system will trigger final depreciation, or you can say final mode of depreciation. Once system will calculate the depreciation, it will close the current period. Automatically next period system will open. So click on close period. Yes. Okay, when you click on close period, what is the message system is giving? The depreciation program will close the period. You cannot reopen it. Do you want to continue? We selected as a yes. Now refresh this page. Once depreciation calculation is complete, then it will update the status. Current open period is September. So within the September month, we don't have any assets. We didn't create any assets. We didn't perform any retirements. Now, since you submitted depreciation, again you can submit create accounting. The depreciation related accounting entries system will trigger. So submit. Yeah. Now go to GL to review the accounting entries. So go to manage journals, select current period. open the current period. So since period is not open, we submitted create accounting in FA. Cannot complete that action. So once again submit create accounting from FA application. Just check within the GL. Trigger. Go back to assets. Create accounting. So we have assets in the August month. Select the same. Transfer to general ledger. Post in general ledger. GL, the period status is open. Submit again. Ideally, it should trigger the child jobs. It is not happening. We'll submit from here. So select application as assets, select our ledger. Till today, it's fine. Or take till month end, submit, refresh. Okay, jobs completed, but it's not triggering the import journals and post journals related task. Still will go and check. You just try an instance from your end when you practice. It's same as payables and receivables. If you submit create accounting job, it will create accounting entries for all the eligible events. Additions, we change the category and we do the adjustments and retirement activity, depreciation calculation. For all the events, system will create account. The period close is mapped with the depreciation calculation only. So before we calculate depreciation, the final mode, first we have to run the draft mode and other activities. We have to make sure the asset lines are interfaced from AP and to project applications. From AP application, what are the asset lines we have? Those we have to interface. If client is using projects application from costing application, the project related cost need to be interfaced to FA application. If project related cost is related to capital project, then we perform the prepare mass addition, post mass addition. So any other assets need to be created and any updates need to be done. Once you complete everything, you can submit the draft mode depreciation. You need to review the draft mode depreciation. As per the draft mode depreciation, everything is fine. We'll directly submit the task called as close period, nothing but depreciation run. The final mode depreciation we submit. So that's how current period can be closed and the next period system will open automatically. So that's all about FA application. And also, if you want to do any changes against the asset, we'll go to any one of the assets. Go to inquiry. We have assignments. So if you want to change expense account or location employee, that we call as asset transfers. We call as asset transfers. So what does it mean by asset transfers? Means changing employee or changing expense account or changing the asset location, we call as asset transfers. So here we have like transfer assets. You can do through manual process or you can do through spreadsheet also asset transfers. So transfers nothing but we just change that those parameters that we call as asset transfers. You can change whatever required here. You can find out employee details, etc. So for this asset, you want to change depreciation expense account or location or employee details. Here employee details are not available since it's optional, we didn't provide. So in that case, here you can select that specific record and what changes you want to do for which asset you want to do. Accordingly, you can do the changes that only we call as a transfers. Okay, we call as a transfers. Okay, required changes for specific asset. And spreadsheet. Even retirements, you can do it in the spreadsheet also. Is when you say spreadsheet, these all are ADFDA spreadsheets. ADFDA spreadsheet, prepare source lines also we discussed. Asset adjustments, we have seen how to change the category and transfer source lines. Okay. And these are the various adjustments you can do, financial data related adjustments, category changes. You can just perform. We have seen this, just change category. Financial details we change to understand rollback depreciation. So transfer source lines, the information what is associated with that, just you can just update certain details. How much amount you want to just transfer and to which category, just other details to this, and you can specify, you can search and you can select accordingly. You can do these transfers. The amount you can transfer to specific other like destination assets. You can search here below, that record will come and you can take action. So this is source lines belongs to specific asset. This is asset number. From this you want to transfer some amount to another asset. That asset you can search below, the line will come and you can transfer to that. This is search criteria. That's how you can just do the cost related transfers also. Okay, so these are the points we have to understand related to fixed assets. So in tomorrow's session, we'll start with the cash management. Cash management just will go through like how to create the bank statements, how to perform the manual reconciliation, automatic reconciliation. We have concepts like how to deal with the bank charges and reconciliation as a external transactions. So that we will discuss. Tomorrow's session will talk about what integrations we have with the cash management, what setups need to be performed as a very basic setups, what concepts we have will discuss. Then we can see how those can be executed within the environment. Okay, that's all for today. If any questions, please. Now you can unmute the task.
Sir, good morning. From adjust assets, we can do the revaluation of assets and as well as impairment also. Can we do that on these both scenarios from adjust?
Adjust, you cannot do that. Adjust, you cannot do that. You have to run the separate program.
Okay,
That is separate task.
okay,
So adjustment, it will allow you to adjust means change the category, one thing, and you can change the financial data. And just now we have seen another task called as transferring specific asset related cost to other destination asset. That's all.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Any
So
other
for
questions?
for this, we have to run separate program for revaluation and impairment.
Correct, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Those are separate treatment. Two will do separately.
Okay, okay, understood. Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone, please?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. I just want to understand one difference. What is the difference between
The voice is not clear. The voice is not clear. If you can fix, that would be great.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Yeah. Just wanted to understand what is the difference in depreciation calendar and prorate calendar, because in setups we created only depreciation calendar.
Correct.
But then later we use prorate calendar where you explained that we can take the same depreciation calendar as prorate calendar or different also.
Yes.
So,
yes.
so just can you please explain?
See, your requirement is you want to calculate depreciation monthly. So your prorate calendar can be monthly. You want to calculate daily depreciation. So you create prorate calendar with the daily. That's it. Since we are calculating full month depreciation, the prorate calendar also is selected monthly only. Depreciation calendar itself is selected as a prorate calendar. If you want to calculate daily depreciation, you have to define separate calendar that you can choose as a prorate. See how you want to calculate depreciation in the first and last period of asset. That is the primary point where prorate calendar will come into the picture. It could be first period or last period or any period. You want to calculate full month depreciation. So since full month, the depreciation calendar is available with the full month. The same we used for prorate calendar also. Got it?
Yes, sir. But then what is the purpose of depreciation calendar separately? We are calculating daily depreciation.
See, depreciation calendar, to calculate the depreciation, the prorate will set the rule like in the first and last how it should be calculated. First period and last period. First and last period also we want to calculate full month depreciation. That's what we give it. If you give daily, what happens is if you are placing the asset in the service on 29th, if you give daily, so how many days are left in this month? Only those days only it will calculate. 29th, 30, 31st. Only 3 days only system will calculate the depreciation if you use prorate calendar as a daily. And this is anyway it's required, right? The 3 days will belongs to so and so month. Means in August month, total depreciation system will count based on the prorate convention. Prorate convention, as per prorate convention we are giving daily depreciation, 3 days it will calculate, but the 3 days depreciation belongs to which month? It will be displayed as per the depreciation calendar.
Yes, sir. Clear.
The next month, since you given daily, how many days are there? For all the days it will calculate depreciation, full month. That's how it will.
So does the Oracle system has inbuilt capability to calculate depreciation on WDV method or straight line method or any such method like that? Or we need to define on it?
The methods Oracle is providing, you can just use those, or else you can create the new method also, new depreciation method.
Okay.
They are providing, they
Thank
are
you.
giving the methods. You can use those. If you want to create the new methods, yes, that option is available. The task name is manage depreciation methods.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Fine. So done. We'll catch up tomorrow and we'll kickstart with the cash management application. Thank you.